Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Meeple has landed.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Vitruvian Meeple's production of the Powers That Be Acclaim the Sky campaign. That's right. We are here for a one-shot of the Powers That Be. Matt, as you can see from the screen, is not here tonight. He is dealing with some family matters. Of course, we wish him and his all the love in the world. But while the Jackdaw is away, the rest of the party will look for him, apparently. So, I am here, as always, with Patrick, Ekat, Julie, and Ray. We are playing some CYPHER system. We're going back into the land of superheroes. So, without further ado, I will turn it over to our GM, Patrick. Patrick, please, and I have not said this for the longest time, please take us back into the world of Excelsior.
It has been a couple of weeks since the events ended in the previous campaign. So Rikers Island is largely a wreck. The Scions and the Adam family, on the other hand, are starting to build starting with a community center and growing outward, merge their two groups together. And of course, a couple of the members of the party have been involved in that. Paw, because, well, that's her family, and Jack, because he has discovered his relationship with the other two during the last campaign. Gene is busily being in charge of the entirety of STEM, a job he was not quite necessarily prepared for, but he's got an account of the fact that the Liberty League has been largely destroyed and is mostly out of action at the moment. And maybe they'll come back. We'll have to see about that. Crash has been, of course, assisting with that by weeding out some of the lesser wanted elements inside of STEM not necessarily villains, because, that's an official job title and all, but people who are working against the new way of thinking over there. And of course, Neva is just recently enrolled in school. She managed to get in at the last minute on account of the fact that she is a fairly well-known hero. And, she also happens to know a doctor who works with the most annoying person in the planet as far as Neva's concerned. But that doctor got her some good words in and got her enrolled in med school at Columbia University. I don't know if there really is a med school at Columbia University, but in our world there is, because we can. So things have been kind of calm. When celestial horrors visit the city, usually the riffraff will keep their heads down for a bit, because you don't want to get hit in the crossfire of that. And the fact that a good hunk of Central Park has been horribly marred by the high energy effects that were involved with the arrival of the Reich Donner and its destruction again. Just bad times for everybody, but also very good times if you happen to be a mole man and you need some employment, because there's a lot of work for them. So you're going about your usual things. Meanwhile, Jack is in Central Park, and he is at the site where the Reich Donner got sucked into some other dimension. That's quite an unfortunate thing. And examining the energy signatures left behind, because it's still not a particularly safe place for people to go. A couple moles disappeared into somewhere else and no one's seen them again. So they've just roped the area off for now and caution joggers to stay away. And don't let your dog off the leash on that side of the park, because bad things happen. So he takes a bunch of readings, as he does, using his advanced instrumentation made out of things from the local radio hut, and then gets an idea caught in his head, and he's doing some math. And Jack is very good at doing math. And so he wanders off thinking, probably to get a cup of coffee or something. Reaches the edge of the park, is walking along Fifth Avenue, when a van pulls up next to him. Door slides open, boom, and as he walks by, somebody slaps a black hood over his head, drags him into the van, boom, and slams the door shut. And with squealing tires, the van disappears down the avenue. Which is quite a thing, given the traffic that's usually in the middle of Excelsior, but they timed things well. So this happens, and we now go to Gene's office, where one of his underlings walks in. Boss?
Yes.
I think you have to see this.
Okay.
Pulls out a roll of plasticky material, snaps it flat, and it becomes a tablet. And on it is a paused video. And they hit the screen, and then the controls come up. God damn it. Play. And then you see a traffic cam capturing Jackdaw being abducted by who knows. It doesn't actually get a good view of who is inside of the van. Just see that black bag's put over his head, and then he gets dragged into the van, and the van tears off down the street.
Uh-huh. I immediately get on my phone, whatever, and crash to my office.
There's I had the OBS mic on mute. There's a very, very soft, almost inaudible acknowledgement. We've done this before, which means that you probably know that Crash has been here the whole time, just invisible. As he actually probably is more often than not when someone is in your office and it is not for an explicitly private meeting. He is the eyes everywhere. So, like, for putting on this show, you still put it into the common,
One must keep up appearances.
Exactly. Or disappearances in this case.
So,
and we're back.
Now, as you stand at the desk, I just look at you. I don't even bother turning the tablet or anything. I just look at you and say, how do you think? It's like, what? Who? How?
Is whoever gave you this still in the room?
Yes. But I'm not acknowledging, like, I know you've already seen it.
Okay. Crash, actually at normal human speed, so there's no burst of wind or anything, exits the room and then visibly zips back in.
I know, Arius.
What have we got?
It's not what do we have, it's who we don't have now. Somebody jacked Jack.
Well, they're in for a world of hurt. Obviously, they don't know Jack.
And I sense the theme of the episode.
So do I recognize anything about I replay the video. Do I recognize anything, be it the location, the van,
Yes.
anything?
The location, one quite familiar to you. It's a stretch of Fifth Avenue, right along the park between the Central Park Zoo and the Met. So a couple blocks in there.
Balls.
This is not the usual nice drone footage that you would typically get out of STEM. This is instead something the police would have access to, which is a like traffic cam.
Amateurs.
I turn to the underling. It says, I want you to alert all of the and the word just of course, but all the perimeter units to be on the lookout and relay info directly.
Okay, right away. We'll see what we can find. It's an island. They can't get far.
You've been here, what, 6 months?
Thereabouts, yeah.
You'll learn. Thank you.
Standard perimeter protocol.
Standard perimeter protocol.
Captain Edwards, please.
Hello.
Hello, Captain. We need some assistance.
Oh, awesome. What do you need?
And I described the situation, and I whatever the timestamp was from the video, I trust Edwards enough to say, if I this happened at this point with this kind of hardware, and we need to establish a perimeter. I trust him to do his job well enough to assuming there are no other speedsters involved, and I must assume that if there were, I would know about them. Then to set up an effective police perimeter.
All right, we're on it.
Thank you.
And this is Manhattan. They have more police than people on the island most of the time, or so it seems to me. But
and then Jean gets on the phone to the mole people.
Hello, Mole Man, what you need?
So I need an energy signature at whatever intersection at whatever time. We had an abduction of one of ours, and we need intel pronto.
Wait, what? Who got taken?
Jack, of all people.
Someone abducted Jack? How do they even do that?
That's what we're trying to find out, and I'm asking your assistance with that, please.
That guy's got like an alien blaster or something. Who the hell takes people like that?
Leans into the phone. Maybe. And I'm just working off of a hunch here. Someone who wants the alien blaster.
Oh.
Now about that energy signature.
Right. Right on it, Chief.
I will get on the phone. I will get on comms to Neva and Paw. You're not going to believe this.
What?
Someone's taken Jackdaw.
Oh no, they didn't.
I mean,
I'm in the middle of class and I just stand up, gather my stuff, and walk out. I don't say anything to the teacher. I just walk out and head towards STEM.
I mean, normally I'd say, who wants to make the popcorn? But it actually did look like they took him by surprise, which is something that I didn't think was possible for Jack.
Yeah.
I think it's time we got the
All right.
band back together.
Are you at Jane's office?
Yes.
Okay. Meet you there.
Yep. Tap that off, and I call the troll.
They're not troll.
I need a favor. I need some footage analyzed and a vehicle identified, if you would be so kind.
Oh, sure.
I'll throw you an intern next time we have it. And I will send.
My eyes perk up as soon as he says that, and I point out the door and do the thing.
Oh, come on. That one hasn't even been here long enough to get things wrong yet.
My point exactly.
So yeah, I will send him the footage and ask if there's anything identifiable about the van. I assume they blacked out the license plate or something similarly amateurish that can be broken by anyone with any kind of decent video enhancement software, which I know the troll has.
Yeah, but it's also why I'm asking for the energy signature to see if other abilities are at work here.
All right. So the Queen's Gambit logo hits the screen, spins around, and disappears again. The four of you are in the office.
Yeah.
And first you hear back from the mole man. Oh. Okay, yeah. So we've checked it out. Based on emissions that we're able to capture from the area, it seems like a 1990s era Econoline van, as best I can tell. It is spewing just, it's terrible. Otherwise, yeah, so we can definitely detect Jack's. There he is, that weird mental signature thing going on with him. Otherwise, I don't quite know how to put this. That they didn't seem all that special, I guess. I'm not really picking up any major powers out of them or anything. So it's not like Erebus or somebody came by and took them. It's maybe some goons. There's a little bit of power, but definitely not like big villain level or anything like that.
Little bit of power. How little?
Pretty little. Like the Mole King has more power than these guys do.
All right, good to know that I don't have to.
Stole Jack. A bunch of normies stole Jack. Really?
Well, you have to take into consideration we're working with him, and he was doing some math, so he may have been a little distracted.
Jack doesn't get distracted.
And this is some crazy dimensional stuff we're talking here.
Well, at least I don't have to drag in half of the agency here, so it simplifies things on one particular level. All right, thank you for that. Click. Has anything come in?
This makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. But then neither did the crash sculpture until we discovered what it was. So
What can I say? I like Jello molds.
has anything come in from perimeter units? Is there any sense that Van's trying to leave the island?
So far, nothing. It's a pretty nondescript van, although vans are not as common in the city because they're kind of hard to park. So usually you have somewhere to park if you happen to have a van.
We know
But-
we have one.
You know,
Add
Excelsior, especially on Manhattan, is very much a place of extraordinarily tall, high-tech buildings and stuff. So it's, you know, would kind of not fit in with the rest of the place, and yet not much of a sign of you know, where this crappy old van would have gone off to.
All right.
So the internet troll gets back to
I
you.
was just about to ask you.
So, oh man, you know, where did you guys get this traffic cam from? This is like practically VHS.
Police.
So I refined the image as much as I could, and then I looked at some of the other local traffic cams because, like, really, it's Fifth Avenue. You'd think that they'd have good cameras on Fifth Avenue, right?
Think so.
It's just down the street. They got all these jewelry shops and. Hang on a second. I have to write something down. But anyway, yeah, I was able to get a shot from the front of the van as it was going by. You're not going to like what it is though.
Oh.
And he sends up a picture, and it's kind of grainy and zoomed in a lot, and you see like that dark bar around things, meaning that it's been, you know, they've tried to clean up the image a bit. And the only thing you can really say about the face of the driver is it looks kind of painted up like a clown face.
Mimes.
We don't speak of those.
They don't either.
Exactly.
You are terrible, terrible people.
Yep.
You set us up for it.
Like, really, we're just getting started clowning around. So
We were just miming our own business
Right.
until.
You are all fired.
welcome back, folks. Welcome back, my friends, to the jokes that never end. All right.
All right. I think we need to. We need to meet at the abduction place, see what we can find there. Neve, are you still as you're still as plugged in tech wise as all get out, correct?
More so now, yeah.
Good. I want you to pull up what actual surveillance cameras are in a 3-block radius centered in on Fifth Avenue. I'm not sure I buy this whole VHS quality. I'm only head of an
There is
agency.
one
I'm
thing
not
you
expecting.
remembered though. During your early time and being in charge, you were kind of skeeved out about the fact that there were drones on you like 24/7. So you politely asked the operators not to be so invasive with all the drones, especially like when you're inside of your apartment peeking in through the windows just to see what you're up to, because, you know, sometimes you don't close that bathroom door if you're in a hurry.
Like, we believe they actually did that. So I go over, I pull my tablet out, plug it into Jean's computer, and just sit there starting to type, muttering to myself a little. And hack into Excelsior PD first. Check their stuff. Pull up the actual footage. There's the word. Footage.
Words are hard.
Oh man.
See if it is actually as craptastic as they were telling us it is, or if they
For
were.
some reason, yes. Most of the electronics, it turns out, were burned out during the Reich Donner's explosion, implosion, where it disappeared into another dimension. And so they had to swiftly replace all of the traffic cams, otherwise they'd lose all their money for people running red lights. So they're working pretty low tech at the moment.
All right. Well, okay. So I then start going into the dark web, wave to the internet troll as I go by, digitally looking for any actual drone footage or other CCTVs that are in the area that are not controlled by Excelsior PD.
So eventually, yes, you do find footage coming from the other side of the island, that the van was recently seen screaming down Roosevelt Parkway. Looks like it was trying to head off towards Yonkers or something like that.
I've got one more vector for you, Neve.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to get on Tickle Tockle and check out any newly uploaded videos of the area within the last 5 minutes. See if we can catch something in the background of unsuspecting influencers.
2-second query, shoot it off so that it can go do its little crawl.
So it returns pretty quickly. You actually do have an influencer with taking a image of herself with the anomaly left behind in the background, and then past that, you can actually see Jackdaw wandering off towards Fifth Avenue. And then
Hello there, brother.
gets to the side of the road, starts walking along the road, and then you see the van pull up, door open, bag goes over his head, gets dragged in. Then you can hear the wheels squealing in the distance.
When I pull it up, being projected onto the wall, so y'all can see.
Is this more? What's the vantage point? What angle are we looking at it?
You're looking at its sidelong, so now you can actually see that there are several people inside of this van. Like a lot of people are inside of this van. Some are dressed up kind of like a tactical unit. Some are just like a person in a striped shirt. Maybe a robot in there too. It's kind of weird.
God, I hope
And-
Matrix is not involved in this.
And the thing is that Jack gives up precisely like no resistance. Like that bag goes over his head and they just yank him in. His feet come off the ground and then like he's not fighting. And that's not very much, like you're familiar, having been in numerous fights with him. He's usually pretty quick.
I hold my finger up for a second. I'll be right back. Because for some reason, Knox did not join me into the building. So I go out, explain to Knox what happened, and ask him to let my birdies fly. To go.
And while
look
Neva's
for
doing
him.
while Neva's doing that, I started texting the family to see if there's anybody who was in where the area of abduction, where this van was last spotted.
How far away is STEM's main office to the abduction point?
So you're in the main New York office, Excelsior office.
Yeah.
So that puts you, let's see, because it's just south of Central Park, really. So not that far. You're like maybe a mile away from the location.
Okay. Um, Pa,
Yes.
how good are your olfactory powers these days?
Pretty good. And I can tell you, really, dude, like lay off of the bananas.
I saw it in a magazine. Look,
There's other fruit, like like vary it up just a little bit.
I I welcome a recommendation in
Berries,
exchange.
melon.
Oi, prestige, honor, responsibility. Ah.
Jedi craves not these things.
All right. So Paul,
Any
you
chance
call, you
I was
you
going to
call
ask
one.
Bob,
Yeah. Oop,
go
yeah.
ahead. I was going to ask her if she could go down and actually, because we've got the Yahoos, is like, is there anything lingering around the area still that could be an indicator of who or where?
Yeah. Yes. No, I can absolutely go down and take a
And then
look,
we will
take a
meet up
sniff.
with you. We will meet up with you in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So you're on the phone with one of your friends. In this case, Harpy was the first one to pick up the phone, and you figure she's kind of useful because, well, she can fly, and if anybody can cruise around and find stuff. But she is really concerned about this. But Jack, we like Jack. Nothing can happen to Jack. Oh my God, I have to get everybody. We'll tear this town apart. We'll find him. And you remember, of course, every time your family ever goes to a protest or something like that, there's usually thousands of dollars in damage just from their partying. They're a dangerous crew of people.
Okay. Right now, just information. We just need information. And I close up my phone and put it someplace. I don't know. There's like this little alternate dimension pocket or something that I can slip it into my essentially unitard, but you don't see a bump from it. It's really kind of cool. And just to make things really obnoxious, I actually open up one of the windows in Jean's office and I super jump out just from there instead of going through the building because
I look over to Neve and go, oh, she didn't like the fact that I kept that option, but I mean,
She's a cat. What do you want?
and then as I overhear the whole thing with Pa's friends, like, oh yeah, and I text Calamity. They took Jack. Clowns. He didn't fight back. And the address.
Look, Jack. What? Ooh, is he dating one of them?
Not like he told any of us.
Not an unreasonable question.
I mean, he is kind of a hot item if you don't mind people that don't look particularly human or people who are incapable of growing hair. He's very popular amongst those two groups of people.
So
if you like
Chester
sexy bald
fans,
look,
gotcha.
So if you like the sexy bald look or if you like furries, either one, just nowhere in between.
Sorry, cat. Aries, stop it.
All right, so you land on Fifth Avenue. Oomph. And it's easy to find the spot because there are burnout tracks right next to the road where the nice old rear-wheel drive van peeled out.
Okay. Start looking around. It's like, okay. So standard wrought iron gates and, trees
Yep.
and shrubs and stuff for kind of the surrounding.
And the occasional hot dog or Knish cart.
Okay.
Can we tell by the length of the burnout stripes anything about the vehicle?
The really funny thing about this is that's something Jack would be able to do like that.
I was
I
just thinking
know.
that. We don't have Jack
Right?
here.
You're guessing that the tires were not in terribly good repair, given the fact that most vans don't have a whole lot of power to burn out. They're usually made for going a little slower, but being able to pull more stuff. So it's not like a sports car or anything like that. So the tires are probably bald as heck. And there's looks to be some, miscellaneous bits of rust and schmutz on the ground. So it's possible the van may originally have come from some place like Buffalo and is rusted out and they got it real cheap.
Okay. I'm going to lean over. I'm going to take the actual pictures of the treads, and I'll text that to Neva. See if she can get anything out of that, and actually take a good sniff of the rubber to see if I can help to figure out, like, to determine. It has been a really long day. To differentiate the set from those tires versus newer ones, just because of things that it will have picked up.
Yes. So interestingly, you do catch a faint smell off of the treads, and it smells like old iron dust. Like the vehicle went through like some sort of industrial place where they do iron work or something, because it smells kind of like like the slag coming off of a forge or something.
Okay, and I'm continuing to text that information to Neva so she can kind of just add it into the data pile.
Yeah. I'm compiling a query and have already sent the picture off to the find this identify AI bullshit stuff. Tell me what this is.
Yeah. Oh, a good use for AI.
Well, remember, this is comic book AI, so it does stuff like save the planet,
Right.
and has better moral acuity than humans, or it's evil and taking over the entirety of Europe and Asia. Those are pretty much your two choices.
Yeah, that's all right. Asia's overrated.
Should also send that picture to the local chop shops, because the van didn't originate here, but it probably got worked on here. And even if it didn't get worked on, they had to get the parts from somewhere in order to make it do that.
For that, I look to Crash and go, do you have connections there? Because I don't.
In fact, you guys do have connections there.
We do?
Yes. If you may recall, way back when, the Trasquatch worked in a wrecking yard.
Right.
Parting carts.
I knew there was a reason why I brought him up.
Completely forgotten about him.
So So I shoot a note off to Trashy and say, hey, need some help identifying, send images of the van and all of that.
He sends back a few minutes later. Oh, yes. Actually, that van does look familiar. Ooh. Yeah, I got that salvaged, and but it was fit enough, I guess, so I was able to put it together, put a new engine in it, really, and sold it. So yeah, I know that van. It's exactly that van. You can tell from the V stripe on the side of it. It's quite distinctive. I guess somebody liked some old TV show or something like that.
Is this conversation taking place in something that the rest of us can hear, or is this just messages between him and Neva?
Oh, that's up to Neva whether she has the comms on.
I had messaged him about
okay.
it. So out loud, I say, and who did you sell it to?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, I sold it to this old guy. He wanted something to transport plants in. What was his Malon? Yeah, get off of Mylon.
Oh.
I remember that guy. Get off of, what a weird name, right? I guess he's Middle Eastern or something.
That's what was in jail. And I look up.
Oh, I sold it to him a while ago. I mean, that's yeah, that was like last year, I think.
He sold it to remember the old geezer plant dude guy?
Yeah.
Gryffindor Milan or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, him. He bought the van from Trashy.
Oh, this is just all of our greatest hits, isn't it? I'm assuming that we have. I mean, if STEM doesn't run the prison for supers, because there needs to be one for any decently run city, either we run it or we have major connections with whoever does.
Oh no, y'all run it. That's all you. Remember that a lot of villains, when they get arrested, don't actually get arrested because they're just doing their job. But then you have the miscreant powers out there, like Mr. Get Off of Mylon, who there's just really no helping. He's just a crazy, crazy old man who likes weird plants. So yeah, they have a facility for them. For the region, it is in, as they like to say, upstate. So further up the Hudson. It's a very nice place for very crazy people, and very difficult to get out of, very easy to get into.
So I'm assuming I have some kind of data tablet or something, whip that out and check the status of Mr. Milan's incarceration.
So his incarceration is going very nicely. He keeps to himself and has taken up gardening in the prison.
Of course he has.
His tomato plants are apparently to die for.
Literally.
Gene, I think we found a better choice for an intern to feed to the troll. Just saying. All right. Can we access some kind of... Is there live footage or something that we can actually check that he is actually in his cell and is who we believe him to be, etc., etc.?
Yes.
Got it.
He is indeed there. You can, they have surveillance on him because dangerous people tend to have surveillance on them a lot. You just can't see the corner where the toilet is, but he's sitting there pruning a spider plant that's kind of wiggling around while he's working on it. And you're not sure if it's because he's moving the pot around or if it's like, feeling him trimming it.
It's there because he's moving the plant around. All right, well, poison sumac is still cozy in his cell, which means someone.
Hold on. Hold
Oops.
that thought. Go back to the footage of the outside gardening. Is there any sort of vine or stalk-like plant that could allow him to possibly, I don't know, get up and over and out over the fence?
There are some pretty impressive bean plants growing all over the place. But you're not sure that he's managed to get out.
Interns!
It's a good thing there's that trampoline at the bottom of the hole outside of the internet troll's place.
No, right now, Crash, I'm
Forgot
pretty
about
sure,
that.
does not think it's a good thing. All right. How long would it take me to get to the prison?
Not very long.
Okay. I'm going to go check in, see if he knows anything. What happened to his van after we locked him up? And Crash is gone.
All right. While Crash is doing potted plant intel. Oh, goodness, gosh gracious. Who? Riker, right? Oh, goodness. Is there anything left? Was there anything left of the circus headquarters on Riker?
Yes. So even though most of the former circus had burned down, some of the equipment and things are still there. They haven't finished cleaning the place up. So there's still a couple trailers and other things hanging out there on the one side of the island, and a whole bunch of animals that anything that wasn't, met a unfortunate end during the fight is still there. Nobody knows what to do with them. There's like elephants and lions and stuff patrolling half of the island, and once again, nobody's really sure what to do with them.
I'm sure Baltimore has a zoo where they can put.
Okay.
Hi, sorry, our power is flickering. Huh. Okay. Yay. Whoop.
Oh boy.
Honey, I think it's just that. I didn't see the Christmas lights do it.
Well, no, but it's also affecting Trevor's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I would like to look at what was remaining after, like a couple of days after, and see if I can track where any of that equipment has gone, to see if we can figure out where a new main office of Wacko Central may have reestablished.
Okay. So, Trevor, you make your way to the STEM Institute for Corrections.
Oh, it's a sick place.
You you feel kind of bad about the fact that you just kind of phase through the doors and make your way into the building, and the guards there are very disconcerted about the fact that had they slapped you in here, you probably could have just, run out. But fortunately, they haven't had to do that yet. And you quickly find yourself to get off his cell. And it's kind of nice. It's nice, brightly lit hallways and stuff. It's actually a fairly pleasant place. It looks like a fairly ordinary door, and written next to it is a list of what he is known to be able to do. And there's a bit of theory crafting involved there. The thing about animating sentient plants or integrating alien DNA with the plants. We aren't quite sure, but be careful if any of the plants approach you. Do not talk to the plants. And there's a bottle of weed killer sitting just underneath that on a shelf, just in case of emergencies.
That's just a slap in the fucking face. I'm sorry. All right. So I at least follow protocol enough to get them to let me into his room. And then somehow the feed goes dark. And we're going to use seeing through deception in its more offensive capability. And we're going to interrogate / intimidate the fucker and make sure that he actually is him.
All right. So actually, we might as well have you roll sense deception just in case, because you can catastrophically fail things and
Okay.
catastrophically well if you wish. Let's give this a target 4.
Okay. 4. Okay, so because I can use might instead of intellect, because of mind for might, I'm going to use might, which means that I have 2 levels of free effort because my might edge is 6. I am trained in it, and can I do the old, vibrating hand towards the heart to get an asset from this? For this?
Sure.
Excellent. That brings it down to a 0. I do it.
Okay. So first of all, you ascertain that is indeed the man himself.
Okay.
Old retired guy. You do notice, by the way, that several of the plants inside of here don't look like any plants you've seen before. Now, you're not a botanist or anything, but you're a little wary about a couple of them. That does not look like something you get at a garden center.
I return any dirty looks I get in kind.
Just like, what do you want?
Your van. The one you got from the trash squatch last year.
Yeah, my van.
Yeah.
How else are you supposed to move plants around? Especially into the park. They're heavy.
I look around at the couple of plants that are autonomously ambling about the cell. Really?
Well, the vine grew very, very big, and it didn't walk very well. But
Yeah.
So what about the van?
It's all fine and good.
Didn't you guys impound it?
Did we impound it? I don't know. Did
No,
we actually?
nobody impounded the van.
Yeah.
It was parked at the side of the road for ages.
That was not our responsibility at the time.
Why would we impound the van? The
We
van
were
didn't do anything
low-level
wrong.
heroes back then.
Was that the last time you saw it?
Yes. In fact, when you beat me up in my front yard, I saw my van right there. If you guys didn't impound it, I presume it's still sitting there.
You presume wrong. Do we know anything about his known associates, if he has any?
He does not have any. He is a solo operator.
Okay. Even a loner like you can't get by this much without some friends.
He looks over at the plants. You are quite right.
The rare good plant. Thank you for your assistance. Plug the feedback in. What can I say? I'm ready for my close-up. And I knock on the door to be let out.
So they let you out back out into the hallway.
Okay. And I leave. And I zoom back to the city.
All right. Oh, what was Gene doing?
I'm basically like just trying to reach out to whoever I can to find out as much information around.
Oh, right. So you indeed managed to get in touch with one of the members of the Adam family who is taking charge of the work crew of wrangling the animals and cleaning the area up because they'd like to use the space. It's, their island now. Well, half their island. The other half is owned by the Scions, who are also, going about trying to clean the joint up. Fortunately, both of them are very good at doing things like big cleanups because you have a lot of people with super strength and psychokinesis and other fun things that make that much, much easier. So, what's up?
Well, we just got word that one of our own was, and I hate that I'm saying this, clown napped. We thought we were done with them, but apparently,
Didn't they all like go back to being normal after, the dude with the mind jammy got wiped out?
everybody that was affected, yes, but there was no sense that these were them.
Oh. Oh, that might explain that then.
Explain what?
Oh, we're missing something. Or someone, sort of. About a week ago, one of the lions disappeared.
The lions.
Yeah. We have
Big cat.
We have elephants, lions, and horses are the primary thing. Oh, and a whole pile of monkeys, but those are just kind of loose, and that's the situation. We're still wrangling them, but yeah, circusy type animals, and one of the lions just went missing. I don't know what to say. We thought it maybe escaped somewhere else on the island. We just haven't found it yet. It hasn't been seen crossing the bridge. But and lions famously don't like swimming a whole lot. If it was a tiger, I could maybe swim across the river. But no, just one of the lions missing. Yeah.
Hey, Neve. Knox come back yet?
Has he flown in the building?
Sure, Knox lands very deftly on the windowsill.
I get up and I open the window. Find anything?
Burned truck.
You found the burned out truck. Where?
Up north, Washington Heights.
I start singing Lin-Manuel Miranda. Yeah. Washington Heights. It's where they at least ditched the truck.
Okay. Hey, Knox. um, probably are aware whenever you and yours come across other of your kingdom members, any of your pals come back seeing a lion where it shouldn't have been? You know, big kitty
big
cat, big cat,
big
big
cat,
cat.
big roar, very bad.
Big cat where?
Let me pull this up to make sure I don't make any tragic mistakes. Oh, big cat, Bronx, way north.
So, Washington Heights, in the Bronx. Can I, as director of STEM, claim a perk of having a self-driving vehicle in my command?
Oh yeah, yeah. They got all
Reaching
sorts
in
of
my
cool toys.
yeah, reaching in my pocket, you hear the, and in about a minute is my work vehicle pulled up so that we can all go on a road trip.
Okay, Pa, are you going to catch up with them?
Yes.
I'm sure they have a sunroof you can jump into.
I'll just beat
I'll
them
make
there.
sure it's open.
So, are you heading up into the Bronx, or are you stopping by Washington Heights first?
Well, whichever's closer. Might as well make it efficient.
Yeah, Washington Heights, still part of Manhattan.
Okay.
You guys check in the
So-
Heights. I'll run ahead. I'll run ahead to the Bronx and see what I can find.
Excellent. So Washington Heights is where the clowns, yes, clowns.
So, on a side street, you indeed find a burned out van. In fact, it's still smoking. The fire department is there putting it out.
I go up to the whoever looks like they're in charge, meaning that they're doing the least amount of anything, and ask them about what the story is.
Oh, this guy? Yes. Some guys like pulled up in a van, got out, poured a whole bunch of accelerant all over it, gasoline in this case, we're pretty sure, and set it on fire, and then all got into another vehicle and drove off.
And can you describe this other vehicle?
Oh, you're not going to believe me. I asked like 8 people.
Try me.
Fiat 500. And there were like 8 of them. I don't know how you do that. Including some
It's
big
not
guy
like-
in a cloak or something. They were dragging him.
Gotcha.
And which way did they go?
George.
Oh, it looks like they got back on they got back on oh damn, I can't remember the name of it.
The FDR.
Yeah, they got back on FDR. Looks like they were heading north.
Oh, goody. That's where we're going to begin with.
Maybe they were like taking a nice trip to the cloisters or something. Who knows?
Sure, we'll call it that. Neve, do a search for at least.
Already on it.
Thank you.
I'm already pulling up traffic cams and all that stuff.
And dare I say, vanity license plates. I can't imagine that this is going to go unheralded.
I mean, who drives a Fiat these days? Come on.
No stone unturned. Or Jack would ask each and every one of us, what did the five fingers say to the face if we did in looking for him? So, all right. I thank the nice officer. Is there anything else around the wreckage, smoldering and otherwise, that is out of place, of interest?
Why, yes, there is something sitting in the road, and you took it for like a garbage bag or something, but then you realize what it is. It's Jack's Raven mask.
I make a marching band right turn and go to grab it.
You pick it up. Yep, that's his. It has all sorts of weird gadgetry on the inside of it and stuff, and the lenses are kind of funny. But yeah, that's his. You have seen that staring you down many a time, and
Has anything been done to it?
no, it looks like it was just dropped.
Okay.
Possibly trying to stuff Jack into a Fiat 500 with like 7 other people.
That's the one thing we could get it all except for that.
So that is definitely the vehicle that he was last seen in.
Or I don't know, he dropped it as a breadcrumb.
Regardless, I whistle since we left and drove. I genuinely don't know how far. But we are a little ways at least away from where we were. So I call for one of Knox's brethren to
Okay.
come down.
Big Crow lands on top of your vehicle.
Okay, sure. And I show the mask and I point and I go, missing. And I
Jack
open
face.
it up like it's open. Missing. Help.
I translate because I do have crow communication and all.
You
Yes.
do?
All right.
So
So
I toss the mask in my vehicle and thank the fire personnel in charge. And unless anything else tugs on our shoulder, I think we're now headed up towards the Bronx to look for a lion.
you head up and across the bridge, and it takes a little bit because, well, it's one of the bridges to/from Manhattan. That's always a joy. Fortunately, you don't have to pay the exorbitant tolls or anything like that because you're a quasi-governmental official.
Mm-hmm.
So meanwhile, as you're traveling overhead, you see just a cloud of birds flying above you, along with a few well, look like winged and or other flying people just kind of keeping a lookout because the Adams have definitely gotten word that one of their favorite people is now missing and are looking to do something terrible. So you make it across into that weird zone I am horribly unfamiliar with, which is the boundary between Bronx and the city of Yonkers, which I mostly know because they are the most annoying place on my taxes every year because I have to keep telling them I'm not from Yonkers. Because if you're from the city of Yonkers, all your taxes gets filed with your New York State taxes. It's the only municipality that does this. I don't know why they do. But so you get up there, it's a place. It did okay in the years following the mass explosions and stuff that utterly destroyed Manhattan, and it itself got knocked down quite a few pegs. But parts of it are rebuilt, parts are falling apart, as everywhere. So you're driving along. You haven't heard any pings from your drones. The birds are still searching around. Are you all going to do anything to try to get a look-see?
I poke Jean and go, "You can fly." Just saying.
I mean, yeah. Wait a minute. You just want to drive the car, don't you?
I don't have a driver's license.
So yes.
Like that's ever stopped her.
It's not.
That wasn't the
Abiding girl
question.
nowadays. Uh-huh.
Fine.
I'm just saying.
Sorry, being all upper management, forget a couple of things. Okay, so here. You basically know how to do this. Don't kill anybody. And I literally hand over the wheel to Neve, and I take to the air and do some scoping.
So there's a button on the console of the vehicle that just says press if G needs to fly. You press it, and the sunroof opens, and it's an ejector seat.
Yes, I approve. That costs a little bit extra, but oh my God, is it worth it?
He looks so cool.
No,
Any of the interns
no,
that
he looks like
accidentally
an idiot because Crash pulled in some favors to have this installed without his knowledge.
Oh, because Crash pushed the button. Crash is good at pushing buttons.
Right? Especially jeans.
Which point I actually do toss the keys to Paw because seriously, Mabel has no idea how to drive.
Does Paul have a driver's license?
Yes.
She's driven me before, so
Yes. Remember, Pa has a motorcycle, so she has
Oh, that's right.
So yes, she can drive multiple
Just a
size
four-wheel
vehicles.
motorcycle, yeah. That's,
Because
no big deal.
also remember, what does her family do? She can also drive really big vehicles and stuff for hauling equipment around.
she has her CDL.
Yeah.
All right. So you're cruising along. So there are two of you in the vehicle.
Yep.
All right. I would like you both to try rolling a perception roll, target 5.
Let's see if we actually have that skill. I do not. So intelligence, right?
Yep. What was the difficulty?
5.
couple levels of.
Nice.
Well, I will take that.
Remember to hit the little coins to get your points back.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
both of you hear something. It's a very distinctive sound people are very much attuned to from very primal times when we used to occasionally get eaten by them. You hear a lion. It's a proper freaking lion's roar. So, Pa, what would you like your major effect to be?
That I can essentially triangulate exactly where the lion is based on the sound of the roar echoing off of buildings and what have you.
So you have like a jackdaw moment where you start doing some math in your head. And bounce around. Okay, so it's probably bouncing off of that. Oh, this like old disused industrial park over there, probably coming from that.
Okay. So I keep the driver's side window rolled down. So I'm actually, as I'm driving, I'm kind of occasionally kind of poking my head out a little bit so that I can actually sniff the air to be able to further be able to.
I grab the oh shit handle and scream, "Eyes on the road! Eyes on the road!"
Eyes on the road, nose in the air.
To her credit, if Pa crashes the car, she'll probably be fine. I mean, she's tough.
Squishy.
Yeah. Yeah, Neva is squishy.
So, Gene, how would you like to roll a perception check? Target 5.
No, okay. Target 5. Ta-da!
Dan, you guys are on fire tonight. Now knowing in the general area where to look, you see that there is an old either factory building or warehouse or something. This, some falling apart construction of steel and cement. And there is a large garage door that is closing. Just catch the end of it as it falls down.
I zoom around and see if I can detect any further movement before landing in front of it.
So, Crash.
Yeah.
How would you like to do a perception roll? Let me guess, random number. Target 5.
All right. So let's see. Target 5, you say? Well, I'm trained. I'm using Mind for Might, so that means I can do... yeah, I'll do 3 levels of effort. Pay a point and see what happens. Oh, didn't actually roll it. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've been a player in one of these. Trained difficulty task 3, difficulty 5. Let's hit the roll button instead of the pay button. There you go.
You're able to catch a glimpse through a broken window because all the windows that are there are filthy beyond comparison. But through one of the broken windows, you see something that both chills and delights you, which is one of those dart robots, that cone-shaped thing that, wheels around like some sort of strange Dalek, and as far as you can tell, probably isn't terribly well armed. But the last time you ran into one, it would be hard to tell because it fell into, a billion pieces very quickly. Although you got some nice, Jack got some nice batteries out
Yeah.
of it, if I recall.
So, what's a nice robot like it doing in a place like this?
So you zip up next to Jean,
No,
who's standing at a door.
Oh, so okay. So this is so I'm seeing the robot
Into the warehouse.
Okay,
and
where
you see
Gene
that
is. Got it. Okay.
There is a guard robot patrolling inside,
Got it.
and you've seen this type of robot before.
Okay. Fancy meeting you here.
No, just trying to keep the skills fresh.
What's one of the Darklings doing here?
That's about the third thing that is out of place in the we've discovered in the last 2 hours.
Oh, do tell.
Clowns. Lion. We're snooping again. We'll blame it on Jack later.
Come on.
So
You can't tell me this isn't a little fun.
The STEM vehicle comes to a screeching halt right by the door, as Paw puts her head back inside of it and decides to apply the brakes. It is fairly easy to lean your head out the side window when you're just stomping your foot on the accelerator and hoping that nobody really gets in your way. But fortunately, once again, she also has amazing reflexes, which really helps at times like that.
Neva gets out muttering in Yiddish and Hebrew with a smattering of Spanish thrown in.
I understood that.
I know.
Okay. Well, suppose you all wonder why I've gathered you here today. As if the reunion thus far wasn't enough, we have spotted one of our little robot friends from one of our first little adventures here also. And not to be too obvious, looks back at the garage door, but it's in there.
I am very obviously looking. Because why not try to add another robot to my collection of things I've just looted off bodies.
Mm-hmm. Kind of wishing we had that robot with us.
No, maybe we can get the next best thing. I'm going
We're
to
going
call
to kidnap
Tink.
Matrix?
No, I'm calling Tink.
Ah, phone a friend.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, Professor. Got a nice little bit of tech for you to take apart if you're interested. Old Dart tech. Figured that might pique your interest.
Oh yeah, they got some nice stuff I could steal. I mean, make use of.
No, it's okay. It's me. You can say steal. It's all right. What's your 20?
I'm just back over at Hudson U right now, so not too far off.
Can you hop over to, and I tell her where we are, foist your grading off onto a TA or something.
That's what they're for.
Kind of like interns that we feed to the troll. The good old days.
Where the hell did you go?
Thanks. It'll be good to see you
I'll be
again.
right there.
She'll be here soon. Because I mean, really, Patrick, if you're gonna bring back all the old favorites, we're bringing back all the old favorites.
All of them.
So she makes her way over in fairly short time. As you're standing outside of the weird compound. Oof. I'll tell you, this thing gets a little weird when you have too many tokens on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right, so she shows up riding what appears to be a tragically souped up Vespa. It is shooting a lot of flames out the back. You're not sure if that's intentional.
The tragically
Nice ride.
lit.
So, what's up?
Oh, let's see. The clowns are making their way around again. A lion has disappeared because it's a real zoo out here. And, well, we figured you might want first crack at that.
Sees the robot just kind of driving by. You know that you can confuse those things by drawing a chalk line around them. And I don't believe they're waterproof, or at least terribly. All right, yeah, we could totally do something with that.
Unless you have the set dressing for flash dance handy.
Well, are we going to sneak in? Or are we going to bust in?
I mean, these are the good old days. But I've learned a few tricks since you last saw. I'm going to go invisible and phase into the place. And, I mean, first of all, see what I can find.
You find yourselves in an abandoned building.
Okay.
It is largely just a very big open space, bit of a office space at the far end. There is a red Fiat 500 with a license plate boop on it. And otherwise, you don't see anyone here aside from you guys see him? There we go. You see the bot?
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the lone bot patrolling the area.
And trash from Popeyes.
Right.
Okay. Is the bot doing anything right now?
It is patrolling. So it is just cruising along the floor, just kind of, paying attention to, don't know what, because it hasn't seemed to have noticed you guys yet. It also doesn't have very long range on its sensors. It's kind of pitiful, really. It's like a 30-year-old security robot, so really it's only so good, even if it was really high tech at the time.
I forget. Do these things have sensors that can see me when I'm invisible?
You're not sure because the last time you encountered one, you hit it before it had a chance to notice.
Okay, that's fair.
So it didn't last the first encounter, so you don't really know a whole lot about what it's capable of aside from breaking apart.
we're gonna. Do you want to unwrap your present, or should I?
She looks at it. I mean, it's probably more useful, like, as a whole unit.
Fine.
So she scoots around behind it. It's kind of hard to tell where behind is because it's round, but it's traveling, and so she just kind of goes in the, leeward side of it. Puts her hand on top of it, puts a foot at the bottom, and just leans it back like a trash bin. And it suddenly loses all of its traction because the wheels on the bottom are more towards the center, so it can be maneuverable. And you just hear the wheels spinning, and it's ostensibly kind of in a panic mode.
So
but then from it,
so we're hearing the wheels on the bot go round and round. Got it.
Yes. So
Thank you. I was thinking that.
You hear a crackling noise, and then a voice comes through. Ah, at last you found us.
Oh, sweet mystery of life.
We have your friend, and we want something in exchange for him.
And what makes you feel like you are in a position to negotiate?
Hang on. You hear some murmuring coming out of the robot speaker. Because we have your friend.
See, what?
I thought the harm here was inherently understood.
So I actually take that moment while they're distracted to lean over to Tink and mouth, track the signal.
This is really short range,
Okay, triangulate the signal then.
Yeah, it's just coming out of the office down over there. It's like 30 feet away.
And while she's doing that, I respond with, I can assure you that any leverage you feel you may have, given who you have, is not the leverage you think it is, should any harm come to him.
Or you could just hear our demands.
Oh, let's hear the demands. Let's see what
sure.
stupid thing they want.
Yeah.
You gonna offer us a cold drink while we're here? I mean...
We are guests.
You hear the robot make a weird buzzing noise, and then it ejects a can of Coke onto the floor that rolls away.
As it rolls by, I reach down and just touch it and frost it to make it cold.
All right, you get points for that one. That was good.
Please go right ahead. As
well, since you're the big guys now, we're tired of working for other people. We've been doing it our whole lives. We've been beaten up left and right for it. We want to be the big villains now. We want to be in charge. And if you don't let us, we're going to kill them.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm so sorry that I didn't read your note in the suggestion box, my friend. But, typically we expect something a little bit more than scrawling in crayon. Now then.
Aren't there like forms and like a whole
there's a whole department.
Oh, no, but we don't qualify. We're not good enough. We're only goons. We're not allowed to be villains.
hold on,
We need
wait,
you to change
wait.
the system.
No,
So
no,
we
no.
can actually enjoy the fun and get some of the profit out of it.
Let's see. Pulls out his phone, types in a couple of things. Big bad villain, villain, nuisance, goon. Dude, we don't even have a description like filled out for that rank. I mean,
Exactly. You don't pay us. The only time we ever get paid is if, the person we're working for lives or manages to get away with stuff, which is almost never. All the big name villains who ever win, we're not good enough for, obviously.
Oh, you're low level.
Community college. Seriously, community college. Get a degree.
No. The order of magnitude, they're hiring planetary sciences. You have to have a PhD to get a job with them.
the
Well, then
first
you're gonna
step
be
is
stuck
always the
working-
hardest.
Gee.
So you want us to prove to you how good we are so we can join those ranks?
I would like to first
other-
know. I would first like to know, some identification of our disgruntled associates, as we are assuming this to be now. So perhaps if you could give me a reference, I can personally attest to evaluating your talent and
People
reassigning
start
you.
streaming out of that back room. Once again, it's not that big a room. You're kind of wondering how they all fit in there. But out steps a couple people from the circus first, including, might I add, a lion tamer with a lions, which previously they didn't really have until only recently. And then some other people that you've seen from around town, like the clown robbers. A couple of seagulls alight in from the windows.
Oh,
Seagull King.
Oh.
Seriously, we gotta start spraying for vermin around.
There's even soccer hooligans. They have been displaced because all of a sudden, their boss is too good for them. He has, planetary scientists and people working. There are, I kid you not, 2 of the frickin' mushrooms from the park somehow made their way over here.
Oh my God, I'm looking at the map now, for fuck's sake.
So
Not the dog.
Yeah, for our viewing audience, because I don't have because I don't have a screen of this up. Yeah, basically every kind of foe that the Queen's Gambit has ever fought, that is not like a named villain, and I'm pretty sure Patrick just hasn't made those visible yet, is assembled in this. Is now flooding out of this office, including but not limited to a memento mori, a somnum aeternum, the aforementioned soccer hooligan, a couple of mushrooms, a couple of seagulls, many clown folk. So yes, this is pretty much every this is every NPC group that Patrick threw at us through pretty much the entire campaign.
and 2 seagulls.
Oh no, he threw the seagulls at us.
Yeah.
A whole flock of them.
The Seagull King.
You killed the Seagull King twice.
Yep.
There's no way he could survive through that. Blame your fearless leader on that encounter.
Right. All right.
So the strong man slaps his fist into his hand, which is kind of interesting to do since he's carrying a pair of gigantic barbells. The lion tamer snaps their whip. The mercenaries chamber their rounds. Say, all right then. Let's do this.
That's some awfully big balls you got there.
It is time to roll for initiative.
Yay!
I go looking for initiative.
Let's see. Hold on. So I am actually currently still invisible, I believe. So that would be.
Oh, wait.
Nope.
Okay, why am I not finding initiative on the damn character sheet?
Hold on. It's under
There it is.
combat, first thing.
Yeah, no, I actually don't have that. Actually, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
No, I have it under my skills, not on my combat sheet. That's why I
Yeah,
can't find it.
it's under combat skills.
Yeah, on the combat
Oh.
tab, there is a die thing next to your character that you can also click to roll. We have two of you who haven't. Of course, this formatting kind of funny.
That's
Oh, because I did speed defense, not initiative. Wow, it's been a while.
ooh,
Sorry. There we go.
Right.
I'll go with a nice 30.
Let's see. And who goes first? Oh, look.
I mean, my initiative task is eased by 5 steps. What do you want? All right. So these are essentially non-powered goons, which means
Some of them have, they're not terrible. I mean, some of them have guns, for one thing. That's, kind of handy. A few of them are tougher than others.
all right. Well, let's.
A lot of them are just people.
Um,
Although, like the sword swallower has a sword, so he has that going for him.
all right. Are they all within immediate range of each other?
The group is large enough that they probably aren't all in immediate range of each other.
Okay.
Here, let me divide them a little bit, just because that it's a large group.
Okay.
Let's see. Those guys, we'll call them Group A, and the other folks are Group B.
Okay.
Wait,
So,
you've got the lion tamer. I don't see the lion.
It's on their animation. The lion tamer is largely ineffective in combat. Just consider it's a lion with a person standing there.
Okay.
so I have this thing called a burst
Dude.
boost. So, this cipher boosts an ability that affects a single target at short range or farther. The range decreases to immediate, but the ability affects all targets within immediate range. Now, here's a question. I have an ability called range increase, which says that ranges for me increase by 1 step. Does that mean that this works at short range? This is all targets within short range for me? Or
Sure.
okay. Are they all within short range of each other?
I was trying to have some headphones on, and it let me.
I'll say that the two groups are far enough apart that you can get one of them.
Okay. Well then, I'm going to go for Group A because it has the leader in it. I'm going to use my Burst Boost Cipher, and then I am going to sure, why not? So we're going to do disrupting touch with
Sure.
with phase detonation. So if it hits, which obviously we'll see, everyone within short range will take 23 points of damage that ignores armor.
Great.
What's my target?
All right, your target for these fine high-level characters is going to be 5.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Because I actually have to.
They're actually a mixed group, so like the plants, they really aren't target 5. But these are really smart plants now. They survived your previous encounter. That has to have been worth some experience for them.
Sure. Right. um. Yeah. I'll figure out the final cost in a second here, because for those of you that don't know, the Shreds the Walls of the World focus is incredibly complex when it comes to like things that are added onto other actions. So figuring out what something actually costs is a little bit difficult. So yeah, so because I'm invisible, disrupting touch is already eased by 4 steps. I will add a level of effort, which is free, to make it 5 steps, to make it simply hit.
All right. And how many points is that?
So assuming, do I have to do a separate roll for the phase detonation? Because that is simply when, well, I mean, I assume so because it's still an attack. But yeah, that is whenever I use any of these abilities, I can also, Ray, we're getting a lot of crosstalk from your mic. Phase detonation, basically when I go into or out of phase, which I would do with this attack, it does 9 points of damage that ignores armor. So I'm doing 23 points of damage. Can we call that non-lethal?
Let's see. Well, we'll see how lethal it is for everybody. So how many points total?
23. And
all right.
I'm just gonna pour, like I said, I'll figure out the points later. I am pouring whatever might effort is needed, because I've got an effort of 6, to make these both automatically hit.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Shroomling goes down. I will make things disappear as they get defeated because there's a lot of them.
Is it?
All right, 23 points. Oh. Sonitarium. Where is he? Unfortunately, none of my people have names on my screen for some reason because most of my controls are too narrow. It's probably because I'm using Firefox instead of Chrome at the moment.
Yeah.
So, Yahoo Mercenary, he's down.
Yep.
Let's see. Ooh. Oh, how do I change your hit points? That is not connected. Oh, why is that not connected?
I don't know.
Hang on, I'm trying to figure out how to adjust his hit points. Where's his pool? Where's his pool?
That actually cost me a total of 10 might. Oh no, I may have to use a recovery.
What's going on?
That would be the boy.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to, come running back in here and stop actually, singing.
Where are
Actually-
the hit?
So actually, I'm gonna redact that a little bit now that I have actually done the math. I'm actually going to make a roll for the phase detonation. Just to see, but we'll make it. It starts off at a 5. It's eased by 2 steps to a 3. Yeah, we'll just roll it at a 3 and save those 3 levels of effort. And we'll re-roll because I have lots of things.
Oh, come on!
All right, yeah, you know what? Why not? Why not? So they still take the 14.
There it is.
And again, that ignores armor. They still take 1 point of damage, even if it misses, because phase detonation is an area effect. So they all take 15 points of damage that ignores armor. And then an intrusion happens, because, why the fuck not?
That's right. And I am trying to figure out how to update the health on these guys because it is not allowing me to.
Well-
That is something changed during one of the updates.
Possibly, yeah.
Let's see.
Honestly, at this point, probably just write it down on paper because, like, our viewers aren't seeing it as a combat screen anyway.
Oh, I think I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so this guy, so this is thing, so fortunately, I can update the template version of them, and it corrects their health that way.
There you
So, fortunately, I don't have 2 of the same guy.
go.
Let's see. Strongman. And this is in alphabetical order, which really helps. See, and this is why I give a couple people absolutely ridiculous amounts of health, just in case somebody pulls something crazy. Like, oh, look, Seagull is deceased.
Taking care of Jonathan. Now we just have to take care of Livingston.
Seagull 2, Seagull 1. There we go. Seagull 1. He is deceased. Clom robber. Which one is he? 1.
Be right back. While you're sorting that out. I already gave the crunchies.
Iron Tamer. And a hooligan. Aw. Aw, poor guy.
Aw.
So much anger, so little effectiveness.
So tactical.
Of course, we
yet
remember
so
the
late.
hooligans were the first people you fought.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So what's the intrusion?
Okay. So this one, yeah. Oh, wait, man, clown robber. 1, 2. Also,
Because at this point, Crash is actually more than a little cocky.
so you manifest yourself inside of the middle of the group. Shockwaves of physiotemporal energy lashes out, does all sorts of damage. There's a seagull just burst into feathers and nothing else is left of them. whole bunch of, so like, some mercenaries, some hooligans, stuff just vanish from existence as you do this. Unfortunately, hearkening back once again to the previous, the first time that you fought, you hit an oily slick as soon as you come screeching to a halt. And thus, you don't actually come screeching to a halt per se. No, you fly sideways and whap into the wall. Pef. Because you were practicing so much on actually hitting all the guys. So take 5 points of damage, and you have to stand back up next round.
Okay.
Assuming the combat gets that far.
Excuse me.
All right. Is next.
Okay. So where is Crash in relativeness to all of this?
All right.
Can I mean, since he's
Crash?
invisible, can I
Well,
guess where he is?
No, when I did the attack, I came out of invisibility.
Okay.
So he made his way over here, did terrible, terrible things to a bunch of people, and then proceeded to slide into the wall, poof, where he smacks into it.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I am still phased, just not invisible.
I would like to move over here by Tink. And then use Ice Storm, which, if successful, blinds the foes for up to 1 minute with a layer of freezing ice, and all tasks of blinded creatures are hindered by 2 steps.
All right.
God,
And what area does that affect?
Is part of cold burst. Short range. If I apply effort to increase damage rather than to ease task, I deal 2 additional steps. Okay. So yeah. So all within the burst except me take 5 points of damage.
So is the burst an immediate or a short range area?
Short range. Am I still not in short? I don't think I'm in short range, am I?
Like the previous one, actually this place really isn't that big.
Okay.
But you have to pick group A or group B.
Let's group B is with the sword swallower and all of them down in the corner, bottom corner. I'll go for B.
All right. Target 5. Give it a roll. Let's see what happens.
Target 5. Oh, I'm actually going. You know what? I have 1 lowly piece of XP. I'd like to roll that again.
Yes, remember you sacrificed a lot of XP for that level.
I did. So let's roll that again. Five.
Just hit the little die icon on the chat window to reroll.
Oh, awesome.
Oh.
Still a failure at 12. Okay.
Oof.
Oh, well. Oops.
Wait.
It's not a critical, though.
That is true.
I'm just annoyed.
Wait, hold on. Difficulty 5. You spent 3 points for effort, so that should have made it a 4.
Indeed.
So it should have passed.
Yeah. I don't know why it didn't, but okay.
All right.
Let's
go back up here. Okay, so that is 5 each.
Yes. And they are blinded for 1 minute, and all tasks they do are hindered by 2 steps. For that
Oh, I
minute.
wouldn't worry about the length of that blinding. All right, so Swallower, Shroomster. There you are. Damn Yahoos. Why is DA bot not showing up correctly? Give me a second to correct him. Let's see. Resources. Health pools. Oh, that's why. Visible. How about visible? Like, yay. See, I'm actually learning how this thing operates. Oh, poor Seagull too. He was neither a good bird nor a pretty bird, nor really much of use to the world, and now he's no longer part of it. Okay. Seagull 2 is where am I on the list? Says, where is Seagull 2 in my list? Okay, no, that's not Seagull 2. Yep, already did. Let's see. What was Seagull 1? Where did Seagull 2 go? Man. I'm experiencing some delightful malfunction. There we go. Seagull 2 is defeated. Which is kind of surprising, given that he was a more of a late campaign type of opponent. Okay. Oh, wait, nope, knife thrower needs to get done too. There we go. And then the entire group of miscreants over here to have status effect. Blinded. Oh, I have to do them one at a time. You're blind. Oh, you're already dead. I don't have to blind you. You're blind. You're blind. Knife thrower's blinded. That is not going to go well for his friends. Although a knife thrower, they do the thing where they blindfold themselves,
Yeah.
but their trick is not to hit people. And
they have an additional difficulty of 2 added to their thing. So
yes, that's what the blind icon is, to remind me that it'll be way easier to defend against anything they do. All right, Gene.
Gene takes a look at what's going on, and he's just going to stand back, and he's going to put to use disincentivize.
Nice.
You hinder all actions attempted by any number of targets within short range who can understand you. You choose which targets are affected. Affected targets' actions are hindered for 1 round. And I'm just going to stand there with my arms folded and talk to everybody still standing and just kvetch. Like, really? You're going to put this on a resume? Do you think this is an audition? Would you like to show up?
Especially given that, several of them are now former goons. All right, give it a roll. Target 5. Oh, actually, pay attention to, we'll have to pay attention to how much you make it by. The group A people are target 5. The group B people are target 3.
Our target what?
3.
Oh, okay.
So roll for target 5 and we'll see if you happen not to meet the 5, but you do meet the 3, you'll just get the 1 group.
All right. And I'm going to throw a couple levels of effort in there. Yeah, buddy.
All right, so you get, so beats difficulty 4. So you get, oh dear God, yeah. So, oh man, those, yeah, that group B is not the people to attack this round. They can, I don't think they could hit the wall that's behind them if they tried to run away. All right, next up, Paw.
Okay. Who has it's been so long. Is there anybody who is I said it. Okay. Are they all aware of that I'm there?
So we could make a call that the people in group B are not terribly aware of where you are because they can't see shit.
Okay then.
So though they know they're in combat, they do not know that they're in combat with you or that you might be standing in front of them about to knock their block off.
Okay, and that's the lower group.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to jump at the sword swallower and take a nice swipe at him.
All right. So he is target now 3.
Do. Let's see. No, sorry, things are not clicking right. Oh,
Ooh.
really?
Okay. Well, prepare to defend yourselves against random miscreants. Let's see. Oh, our good friend, Mr. Dartbot number 3, with his pair of automatic machine guns, firing. And let's see, where's his cone of attack? Well, actually, everybody but Crash roll a speed defense against target 3.
It's speed
Target
defense
3.
3.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, at least I defended myself.
So, what major effect would you like to have, Neva?
I would like that. It's this little bot dude that's standing next to Tink and me
Yes.
that's attacking us. He is so affected by the cold that I'm emitting that his gun jams.
Oh, no, it's not the little guy next to you.
Oh,
It is DA Bot 3, who is in the bottom corner
Where
right
is he?
next to the mushroom. Or just below the mushroom.
well, because he can't see,
Indeed.
I want it that he spins around trying to triangulate and ends up hitting one of the dudes.
All
Can
right.
we do that?
We can totally do that. Let's see.
Friendly fire.
In fact, because it'll turn out to make life mildly easier for me. Where is he? There we go. Nope, not Memento Mori. Requiem. Where are you? Oh, nice thrower. Yes. There he is. Nope. There he is. He spins around and blows the mercenary Requiem into absolute pieces. He is now just an ugly stain on the wall. Just ooh.
Can live with that.
Crash feels slightly vindicated.
Aren't you dead? Yes, you are. Okay, and what's this? DA bot 2. Let's see. Oh, you know who happens to be there? Crash. Can you defend against a attack? Hang on, how strong is DA bot? Defend against target 4.
Target 4. Okay. Are we actually it doesn't even matter. Because I have an asset, that means I get another asset because of what the hell it's called? Exploit advantage, which means because I'm still phased, my speed defense tasks are eased by 5. It goes right through me.
All right. So he is delightfully ineffective. Let's see. Shroomster. Oh, there is somebody in range of the Shroomster. Oh, excellent. Unfortunately. Well, okay, so Shroomster's blind, but Shroomster's blind anyway. So with that said, Paw, can you defend against make a might defense target 2? As he's frozen.
Oh. Ah! Damn it. You have to hold on a second because when I was clicking, I misclicked because I am having issues today and I accidentally closed out Foundry.
Whoops.
Whoops. Okay. Let's try that again. You said 3?
2.
2. That's 2.
All right.
There we go.
He releases a cloud of spores, which don't go very far because they're covered in ice. Oh, here we go. Trevor, would you roll me a d20?
Sure.
As I don't want to roll Tink's defense. Oh,
That's
Jesus.
a 20.
So the DA bot 1 tries to shock her with its tasers. Unfortunately, she is behind it and has it aimed up towards the ceiling. So it rather ineffectively does nothing. And in fact, the taser bolts fall back upon it and hit its own stupid ass. It's not really that impressive a robot.
Nope. Certainly not anymore.
Unfortunately, it really doesn't do a whole lot of damage, which is working in its advantage right now because, whew. Okay, clown robber. Clown robber is going to try to take a pot shot at. Let's see, he's number one. Okay, he's going to try to take a pot shot at. Oh God, this is not going to end well. At Jean. Jean, could you defend against a attack difficulty 2?
Let me see if I can roll that up there for you. Are we calling might defense?
Speed defense.
Speed defense.
Speed defense. Two.
That was actually good because if it was 2 levels higher, I would actually, hit you with a small slug. Let's see. Oh,
Oh,
next
can I
clown robber.
get an energy from that?
Yes.
Sweet.
Okay, clown robber 2. It's gonna take a pot shot at Black Ice. And clown robber 2, much like his fine associate, defend against target 2. I love, by the way, that I have Great Cthulhu listed under goons and baddies and not a proper villain.
It's an appreciation for scale.
Okay.
Oh, take 4 points of damage.
Which is all absorbed by your 7 points of armor.
Yes. So does that mean I don't take any?
You take no
Damage.
damage. Oops, that's Tink. So what is Tink going to do? Could you once again roll me a d20?
Sure.
It is unfortunate that she is fighting a robot.
Unfortunate for the robot.
Indeed. She reaches into the robot and shorts something. It does very bad things to it. It's starting to issue forth directions in French, actually Montreal French, no less, not even Parisian.
Ooh, Quebecois.
All right, the sword swallower. Let's see. Where'd he go? Okay. Sword swallower is a bit of a tough customer, so Paul, would you defend against an attack target 5?
Might defense or
Speed.
speed defense?
Isn't
Speed
the sword
defense.
swallower in the group that got blinded?
Target 3.
And they're disincentivized, right?
Yeah, they lose 2 points of.
Target 1. So don't roll tragically, and but that's should be speed defense.
Oh, speed defense. Okay. There we go.
So he swings at you. You see this coming a mile away. The only downside is that there's like some mucus from his throat on the thing, and so you're mostly ducking that because that's way more disgusting than anything that blade could actually do to you. Okay,
Yep.
He's dead.
He slimed me.
Person likewise dead. I killed you. You are out of the combat. Why are you still coming up? The juggler. Oh, blessed. Okay. So let's see. Who is the juggler going to blindly and disincentivize the throat? Yeah.
So in all fairness, disincentivize is only one. It only hindered by one. So with the blinded, it's a total of 3.
All right. Well, in that case, Gene, let's have you again now try to defend against A2.
Okay. 2. Ta-da!
All right, so one of those bowling pins sails past you. Maybe it's in your general neck of the woods. You're actually kind of impressed. I mean, it's not bad for a person who obviously cannot see shit. All right, Memento Mori. So yeah. Okay, sure. He's a former dead person inhabited by a creepy fungus that is animating it. Will that mean that he can actually hit anybody? That is a very good question. So, he is going to take a shot at, well, let's see. We'll try Neva again. So, that will be a speed defense target 4.
Oh,
I have an ability. I have Twist of Fate. Experience has taught me that sometimes luck is all you have. When you roll a 1, you can re-roll for free, and you must use the result, even if it's another 1.
All right.
Luck is on my side.
That definitely is a twist of fate. From 1 to 20. All right, what would you like your major effect to be?
Just attacked me.
That is Memento Mori. He's up towards the top next to the strongman.
Oh. He aims wrong. Because, being dead and all. And hits the DA bot, number 1.
Oh.
Because I'm over by him. He just miscalculated his aim.
Well, in that case, back to my list of random miscreants here. Where is D? There you are, Mr. DA Bot 1. Dies in a shower of sparks and other nastiness because, well, it's not really bulletproof or anything. So the bullets pass straight through it, hit everything that's important, and it falls into pieces.
Seems fair.
Strongman.
Oh, but it's more useful.
Strong bad.
In peace.
Strongman is going to poke his way down over to Paw in order to try to whap her with a ridiculously oversized, possibly not the 500 pounds advertised on the end of it barbell. So that will be speed defense, target 4.
let's see.
You madman.
Oh, good. Because that would just be embarrassing.
Yeah, yes, it would. See, Lion Tamer, who happens to have the most dangerous thing on the field, most likely, a lion, which leaps over towards Crash. who, because the lion does not understand, you know, language per
Yeah.
se, is not disincentivized, and thus, now mind you, the lion tamer probably won't be able to do anything. But let's face it, a whip really isn't that effective a weapon,
Yeah.
especially against somebody who is partially phased. Crash, can you defend against a target 5?
I can. I'm actually going to roll just on the off chance that I. Okay. Yep. Nope. Yep. 17 is not in effect. So yes. Yeah. Oop. Yeah. I had it down to a 0. I forgot to set the difficulty.
Yep. All right. And up next, Knife Thrower. Let's see. Knife Thrower, who is not having a good day, might I add, trying to demonstrate that they are a worthwhile individual who deserves to be, getting some good money. Pitches a knife over in, let's see. Gonna try to hit Neva. So Neva, can you defend against a target? Oh, damn it. 1.
Yes. I have a speed edge of 1, so yes, I can.
Well, remember,
Right?
edge just reduces the cost.
Oh, okay. Never mind. But yeah. Yes, I can.
I don't think it can get through your armor anyway, but
Right.
these aren't special knives. All right, that one's still deceased. Back up to Crash.
Okay.
Scramble to your feet.
Yep.
And what are you going to do?
All right. Enough of this bullshit. Let's see. All those take actions. I don't need them. So question. No, never mind. No, I'll just do it this way. So I'll go into phase again. And let's see, how many people can I do that to? Okay, that lets me fit 2 targets plus 1 for disrupting touch. I can. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So we're going to do some Scratch Existence shenanigans here. Because Scratch Existence, I can spend effort to increase the number of targets. And because I have range increase, I can do it at range. Plus, I can do Disrupting Touch. So that's sorry, doing the math in my head. We're not going to go invisible because I don't need to. So that's the speed point. That's free. Scratch Existence is 1 plus. Okay. So 1 plus 1, detonating or Disrupting Touch is another one. That's 2. And now I have just edge to play with. Sure. Okay. So I'm going to zoom around phased. I'm going to do Scratch Existence to the Lion Tamer, DA Bot 2, and Memento Mori, and then Disrupting Touch to Clown Robber 1.
All right. So the target for the first 3 will be 4.
Okay.
It's Clown Robber is on their own. What is their target? And Clown Robber 1 is down to a 1 at the moment.
Okay. Scratch resistance should be modified by 1. Oh, because I did. Yep, sorry. Ah, it's been a while, folks. Yep. Okay, so that's for the Lion Tamer. That's yeah, 11 points of damage to the Lion Tamer.
And does that also hit the bot and Memento Mori at the same time?
Well, I have to roll a separate attack for each of them.
Okay. So let's see. So he takes a total of 9.
11.
11. Let's see.
DA bot 2 will take 9. Memento Mori will take 9. Yep, and Clown Robber 1. Oh, Clown Robber 1 you said was down to a 1, so yeah. So yes, everyone, DA-Bot 2, Clown Robber 1, and Memento Mori take 9. The Lion Tamer takes 11. And it all ignores armor.
1. All right.
Because Crash is an area of effect spell.
All right. Memento Mori is out of action.
Okay.
Neva.
I'm really annoyed by these assholes. And we've only just started with them. So I'm going to teleport over to right by the knife thrower in DA bot 3 so that I can decrease my range of distance for the next round.
All right.
Do I have a difficulty base to roll for?
I don't know. Is there a base difficulty for teleport?
It doesn't. Or should I spend it?
Okay. Yeah. So just
Okay,
put yourself
sure.
where you're going.
I'm assuming that counts as my action, so I can't do anything beyond
I don't believe
teleporting
so.
there.
Let me double check something here.
Yeah, it is an action.
Okay. All right. So, Gene.
Hi.
Your opponents are dwindling away.
Yeah. So the icons still on the screen are still around, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Over to energized object. Okay. I want to pick up that piece of Popeye's trash. Energize the object and hit the clown robber upside the head with it.
Clown Robber 1 or 2?
Let's 2.
All right. Clown Robber 2 is at difficulty 2.
And effort. Yay.
Oop, what's the difficulty on that? I need damage on that.
The energy inflicts 3 points of damage on the creature, in addition to any damage the weapon itself might do. I used my energy, so release energy with energy absorbed. Technically is 9 points of damage. So 12, maybe 13.
Close enough. Get him back on my list here. There he is. Because there were a couple extra chicken bones inside of that,
Yeah,
I figured
totally.
that extra point of damage necessary to take him out of the fight.
Woohoo!
As an energized chicken bone found its way through his eye socket and detonated inside of his brain. All right. Paw.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can try to take out the strong man.
Okay, let's see. Strongman was not in the group previously hit, so he is a target 4.
Okay, so I'm going to try to use advantage, disadvantage to see if I can try to get him to drop the
Barbell.
barbells. Yes. There we go. 11 points of damage and no more barbells.
All right.
Oh,
Tragically decreases his damage,
his balls dropped.
and that was 12 points.
11.
All right. Let's see. I bet there is a. It would be really handy if these were in alphabetical order. We will call that. Where'd that go? There we go. We'll say he is weakened by lack of, actual weapon. All right. DA-bot 3. Oh boy. Okay, people have moved around a bit, so this will be. You know what? It doesn't have very good vision right now, so it's going to turn around and try to. Plus, it shot backwards before. It's going to try to take a shot at Black Ice. So, because she blinded the poor sucker. So, speed defense targets is 3.
Can you repeat that, please?
It's going to me.
Oh, okay.
All right. And it is utterly ineffective. Let's see. Dead. DA-bot 2. It's going to take another shot at Crash because it doesn't have terribly good range on its attack. So, speed defense target 4. But you won't take those 2 points of damage that I so cleverly put there. Let's see. Oh no. There's actually 2 people in range now.
What?
Don't worry, it's only Shroomster. It is not a particularly, especially because now its target's down to 2. So, Paw and Black Ice, might defense to target 2.
There we go.
Okay. Let's see. Ceased. Clown Robber 1. Ah, there we go. Oh boy. Gene,
Yes,
kindly do a speed defense. Target 2 is Clown Robber 1.
absolutely.
Continues to try to plug you with his pop gun.
Nope.
Poor guy. He redid his makeup for this. All right. Let's see. What is Tink going to do? All right. Could Trevor, could you roll me a d20? All right. Fabulous. Well, in retaliation for Clown Robber 1, she pitches a Molotov cocktail at him. He catches fire. It will take him a little bit to die. Just assume that he is now running around the battlefield, screaming as he is on fire, and unfortunately, because the flames, can't see very well and is just screaming around, busily expiring.
He runs around, runs into a wall, and knocks himself unconscious.
All right, Sword Swallower. Poor guy, still frozen. So, Paw is going to take another swipe at you. Speed defense, target 3.
Now, which one was the speed?
Yes, speed defense, target 3.
Remember, if you lower the difficulty to 0, you don't have to roll. I believe your speed defense is already eased by automatically eased by 3 steps.
And it's only eased by 2.
But you're also trained,
Yeah.
so that makes it.
So that's 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he whiffs.
Okay.
The being blinded thing isn't doing him any favors. Okay, dead. Still dead. Also still dead. Yep, it didn't make it. The juggler. Oh. So, Neva is right there.
Yes, I am.
Maybe, possibly does enough damage to hurt you. I doubt. So, he is done. So, speed defense, target 3. All those years in clown college put to waste.
Well, that's what you get for clowning around.
He didn't have a nose for it.
Oh. Let's see. Strongman, who is not so strong without his big old dumbbell and kettlebell in order to attack with. So, Paw, that is speed defense, target 4. for an unarmed attack with somebody who is not trained in unarmed. Actually, he's not trained in unarmed attack. Target 3.
Nope.
I believe you can use Twist of Fate every time you roll a 1.
Well,
Does she
I
have
have
Twist
it.
of
I
Fate?
don't know if she has it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought that was. I apologize for some reason.
Yeah,
I thought
no,
that,
I have Twist of
Yeah.
Fate.
I thought you were. I thought
Just
for-
randomly took.
No, but we
because
haven't
I'm
had
like,
but we haven't had a really good GM intrusion during combat. So
says the guy who just picked himself up off the ground.
So the question here, that was a difficulty 0. So
Oh.
is there actually a reason to have a GM intrusion in that there was no roll necessary?
Yes, because you can still choose to roll hoping to get a major or minor effect, but that also means that if you roll a 1, you get an intrusion.
Okay, fair enough. So your intrusion will be you do that fun matrix maneuver where you lean back to as he swings above you, lose your footing on all of the ice conveniently provided by your illustrious friend, and slip onto the floor. In the process, you hit his feet. He lands on top of you. So now you are underneath strongman number. You're underneath the strongman, and you will have to figure out a way to prise him off of you or his corpse, depending on how you handle things the rest of the combat.
okay. I have a plan.
Lion Tamer. Lion goes after Crash again. So that will be, I believe, target 5. Yep.
Okay, it misses.
Yay. See, this is why we have big villains.
Yeah, right?
Yay. Knife thrower. Ooh. He's going to take another shot at Jean. That is that poor fool. So that will be speed defense, target 2. All right.
Other than assaulting the clown robber with the chicken bones, Gene has not uncrossed his arms throughout this entire encounter. He's just like,
Okay, that one's deceased. All right, back to the top.
Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 targets left. And you know, he's just been itching to make the balls jokes. So he is going to do the same scratching distance with 1 extra target against Lion Tamer, Daebot, and Strongman, and he's going to end up over here next to the Strongman. I said, get your balls off our kitty cat. And I'm also then going to disrupting touch him. So, what's the difficulty on the Lion Tamer?
Lion Tamer is... Just had that. Lion Tamer is difficulty 5. Well, Lion.
Yeah.
So.
That fails. DA-bot 2?
DA-bot 2 is... difficulty 4.
That takes 9 points of damage that ignores armor. Now the Strongman.
Formerly known as DA-bot 2.
Yep. So the strongman is prone, which means I mean, actually, technically, the one on the lion tamer would also have hit because I was doing a ranged attack at immediate range, which is an asset.
Oh, so how much?
9.
Lion is not looking good.
So the scratch existence for the strongman immediate
Use target 4.
Okay, target 4, immediate makes it 3, asset makes it 2, for being prone. So that's 1 for prone, 1 for immediate. It increased by another 1 for exploit advantage. And you said difficulty 4?
Yes.
Okay, I've lowered it to a 0. It hits.
All right.
9
Damage.
points. 9 points of damage. And then I'm also going to do Disrupting Touch to the strongman. Same
Okay.
difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also eased to 0, or also lowered to 0, difficult 9 points. 18 points, all of which ignore
Oh,
armor.
he is barely hanging on there. All right. Neva.
What is the level of the juggler?
Juggler is... He is a level 5, but he is otherwise dropped down to a level 3 when it comes terms to his defense.
Okay. Well, I want to hold on just a second. That's fine. That's a level 3. That's not one. Okay. I am going to invoke my Deathbringer Cipher.
Okay.
For the next minute, when the user strikes an NPC or creature of the Cipher level or lower, and it is Cipher level 5 that I have, I can choose to make a second attack. If the second attack is a success, the target is killed. And I am going to use my Cold Burst attack.
Is Cold Burst area affected at all?
Within the burst of short range.
Okay, so basically you'll do an attack at all of these short range enemies and get the second attack on the juggler to see if you instantly kill them.
Yes.
Excellent.
So this is a difficulty, what, 5, you said?
3.
What level? 5? 3?
3, because he's blinded and frozen.
Right.
A minute's a long time in combat.
It is. Success. So that is 5 points of damage to them all. And then I get is that a free attack?
Yeah.
Or I still have to use points, right?
It was just make another attack roll, right?
Just make another attack roll. It's a generic attack, so
Yeah.
just roll that attack again. And for the extra jammy on him.
And I did not. Ah, damn. Okay. It was worth a try.
Yep. And it lasts for a minute, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You have more than one opportunity here. Oh, finally. Shroomster drops dead. It survived way longer than I thought it would. Not one of the sturdiest enemies I ever came up with.
Also, not one of the most threatening, which is why we didn't target it before now.
The entire thing with him, as you recall, was you had to get around them in order to get to the big enemy.
Oh, yes.
But the juggler still takes... No, it does not come out of getting damaged with more health than it had in the first place. Okay, was that everyone? That was everyone. Okay. So, oops. All right. And the strongman is now deceased, but still pinning Paw. So, Gene.
Really?
So we still got a bunch of blinded targets.
So Lion Tamer and no, never mind. The former strongman. So Lion Tamer is not blinded. The others are. And if you're looking
All
for
right.
something to energize, don't forget the frozen can of Coke that had rolled across the floor earlier.
Oh,
That is still
dude.
very much available.
Yeah, sure. Yes. I picked that up, energized the ever living shit out of it. And hurdle it at DA bot 3.
All right. Three's defense is currently 3.
Oh,
Oh. All right. On to Paw, currently pinned under a now corpse. Although, he's frozen, or at least very, has ice on him, so might help removing yourself from.
Okay, I want to try to heave him so that he hits the sword swallower.
Let's check something here. Let's see. Justice. Where are these?
I do not believe there is a section in the rules for using a fallen foe as an improvised weapon.
I mean, yeah, but on the other hand, you have power shifts for just such an emergency.
Yep.
So, let's see.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to like pick him up to throw him. It's more of I kind of want to lift him, kind of do a kind of lift and shove, so that he gets off of me and takes the sword swallower out by the legs.
I will say that using your deck shift, you're able to generate some good leverage and hurl the large man at the sword swallower. So make that a target 3 because, well, the sword swallower still can't see anything to defend himself. Yeah, we'll see
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to actually be able to.
that'll be roll an unarmed attack,
Okay.
and we'll just substitute the damage for a strong man.
Okay, what was the difficulty on that?
3.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just like. Okay.
All right. Where is he? There we go. Wait, oh. There we go. No, strongman is now off the field. I feel like continuing to throw bodies around and smacks into sword swallower, causing him some grievous injury to his knee because you hit him at the wrong angle. Ask me how I know. All right, let's see who's left here. Oh boy, DA bots. Well, DA bot's going to continue to give it the ye old college try to take down its obvious arch nemesis, Black Ice. So speed defense, target 3.
Nope.
All right. Well, that does, fortunately, you have a lot of armor. That does 7 points of damage.
And that's exactly how much armor I have.
Yep. Might have scuffed up your coat, though. Ooh.
And who is that just attacked me?
DA bot 3.
All right. I'm looking at you now.
Dead. Likewise deceased. Oh, hey, I just remove combatants. I'll have to. Should have thought about that the last round, because. Oh, I can do that now. Sword Swallower. Well, Sword Swallower has taken a personal interest in Paw this entire combat, so might as well keep up with that. So Sword Swallower is speed defense, target 3.
Remember, you can auto pass it if you want.
Sorry, I keep zoning out. It has been a very, 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 very long day. Yeah, auto pass that.
All right. So that is that roof combatant. The juggler. Okay. Juggler yet again. Because, he will have his day in the sun. Mind you, the juggler is on a unicycle, and you're rather impressed with the fact he hasn't fallen off of the unicycle, in spite of the fact that the floor is icy, he's icy, and he can't see anything. I mean, give this poor kid some credit.
Yeah, at this point, I'm half tempted to say, we keep him alive and take him on the road.
Dedicated performer, but makes a living off of doing street performances. So, Gene, target 3, speed defense.
That's at least one deck shift right there.
Oh.
You found that one patch of ice that he was managing to miss.
So in an amazing display, you have no understanding how he does this. Throws the bowling pin into the air, throws another bowling pin into the air, hits that first one, it rockets off in an off direction, throws a third one, hits it, knocks it back, it whaps into you, and that second one that he had shot also finishes its arc and hits you in the other side of the head. Somehow. You're rather impressed with the juggler all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Take 6 points of damage. Somebody's bound to hit eventually, right?
Your armor absorbs 2 of that, right?
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
And one of those you absorb as energy.
Right. Hee.
All right. And that is the remove combatant. The Lion Tamer, who is now all sorts of out of range, is going to take their turn. to try to engage in a cat fight. Knife thrower. Maybe the knife thrower will get lucky today. What do you think?
Depends who they target.
Probably. So, Gene, speed defense, target 2.
This one better work. What?
You had to
Jinx.
say it. You
You
cursed
jinxed
yourself.
yourself.
There's no way, there's no possible way you could roll a second one in a row.
I didn't say that.
No, you're not going to enjoy this one.
Nah, no, I'm not.
You have an XP, just saying.
I'm re-rolling that one.
Okay.
Speed defense.
Just hit the little reroll button.
Okay.
There
There
That's
we
the
go.
second time we've rerolled a 1 into a 20 tonight.
So what would you like your major effect to be?
Who was attacking me?
That's knife thrower.
Hold on. Let me look at the map. Wait, no, move. Okay. Uh-huh.
You can always pull a Big Trouble in Little China and just throw his own knife right back at him.
I mean, pretty much I was going to move. I slipped on the ice, but in slipping on the ice and trying to regain my balance, I reach up, grab the knife in midair by the handle, and then, yes, throw it right back at him.
All right. Oof. And he takes a knife right in the chest. He's like, damn, these things are sharp.
Is that what that feels like? That's awful. Why do I do this to people? That feels terrible.
Yeah, I've never cut myself. How damn. All right.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm going to leave DA bot 3 for ice because she deserves it at this point. So yeah, we're gonna do the same stream of 4. Scratch existence to the Lion Tamer, the Sword Swallower, and the Juggler, and then end up right in front of between the knife thrower and the rest of the party, so that, you know, I'm taking the knife targets to do a disrupting touch on.
That is very nice of you.
Right, thank you. Sharp joke. Difficulty for the Lion / Tamer.
Lion Tamer is 5.
Okay. Difficulty 5. I'm point blank range, so it's used by an additional step. Okay.
Lion Tamer takes 9 points.
Yep.
How convenient for you that he did not have 9 points left.
Oh, excellent. And then the Sword Swallower. What's difficulty on him?
Okay. Sword Swallower is target 3.
Okay. Does that finish him off?
Let's see. It does not.
Okay. I kind of wanted to just, shove the sword the rest of the way down his throat as I ran by him. And then
It is Juggler.
the juggler.
Juggler is also a 3.
Also a 3. Also eased by a second step because I'm immediate.
He's been surviving a long time.
Just barely. I took the
All
shot
that
though.
matters.
Really, I went for the juggler.
Oh, that
Uh,
was painful.
yep. And then finally the disrupting touch on the knife thrower.
Knife thrower is target 2.
That auto hits.
Which is excellent for you because he does not have a whole lot of hit points left. And so down he goes.
Okay.
Oh, he's at the bottom of the list. And... All right.
So at the end of my turn, as I'm standing there, because I'm not invisible, I look at the A-Bot 3, I look at ice. Your target, madame.
Hi. I'm trying to decide which one I'm gonna do. Hold on just a second, because I had it and then I lost it in my brain.
Don't forget that you have a shift on onslaught, so it does more damage and is easier to hit with.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, but I'm also gonna add my shock attack cipher. Which, because it's a level 6, adds 3 more points of damage.
Okay.
So my onslaught.
Target 3.
I'd say she's got to get some kind of either asset to attack or damage because she's using an electrical attack on a robot.
Well, I'm using, my onslaught's a physical, but it's the shock of the cold.
Oh, okay. I thought it was electric shock.
It doesn't say a lot. It just says the
Okay.
shock
Dude.
of. So I'm playing with the cold.
Fair.
You said 3. You said 3, Patrick.
Yes.
I know.
And level the damage because it up the damage because it won't let me. But anyway. Okay, so add 3 more points of damage for 7.
And roll your second attack.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
I'll add 3 more points to that too, because it's for an entire day of adding the shock
Oh no, that
attack.
second attack, remember, is
Is
from
the-
the cipher.
Auto death.
Right. So I can't double cipher it?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, you did.
The second attack was for the auto kill.
Oh, right. So yeah, he gone.
All right. You hit him with a wave of ice, and the power of the cipher shatters him into a whole bunch of just metallic shrapnel everywhere.
Well done. I'd say he's very well done.
All right. So you have your fine choice of Sword Swallower or Juggler.
I laugh because I'm looking at the icon of the sword, so I was like, is he actively swallowing a sword right now? No, probably not.
Yes.
Probably not.
Well, no, pulled it out to attack with it.
Okay. Let's see. Ice is all the way over there, and I'm all the way back here, huh? Because I don't think there's any shrapnel nearby, is there?
This is an old warehouse. There is a hunk of cement or steel lying on the floor somewhere.
Good. I grab that hunk of cement, energize object, and chuck it. I want to get the sword swallower's attention as if he's going to look at me, even though he can't see. But then I'm still going to throw it at Clown Robber 1.
Wait, is Clown Robber 1 still up?
No. The
Oh,
only
that's
two,
dead.
yeah,
Nope,
the only two that are
just-
up are
yep.
Sword Swallower and Juggler.
Okay. All right. So fine, I'll just chuck it at the sword swallower.
Okay. Let's see. Swallower is target 3.
Meh.
That guy just has some fantastic luck,
Seriously.
but not for long. Oh, what would you like to do?
Please,
Yeah,
for the love
2
of all that's
targets.
holy.
No waiting.
I'm going to attempt to rip the throat out of the sword swallower. I'm done with his crap.
Swallow this.
All right, Sword Swallower is target 3.
There we go. 11 points.
All right, Sword Swallower 3 is out of business. If I can find him on my list here, there he is. Move from combat. Okay, he should have removed you from combat 4. Likewise, should have removed you from combat 4. Oh, look. It's Tank. All right. I'd be so kind as to roll me a d20.
Sure. $11.
Just hits the juggler with. Oh.
Does Tink finish it off?
Nope.
Okay.
But the juggler, you know how jugglers like to juggle things that are on fire? Indeed, this juggler has stepped up a notch, that the juggler is juggling bowling pins that are on fire, while his poor unicycle is also on fire. Let's see.
Alrighty then.
Lit Molotov cocktail.
And it's the juggler's final attack, probably. I mean,
I feel happy.
we are having a day. Let's see. Just to change things up and possibly keep them moving along. Crash. How about you defend yourself against a target 3?
Okay. It passes right through me.
Speaking of which, this person's barely clinging on to life.
Really?
At this point, it is quite possible your attack will do the benefit of putting him out of extinguishing the flames around him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna. You said it's difficulty 3?
Yep.
You know what? I'm just going to do a disrupting touch with, let's see, that's one. One level of effort is 4, 2 is 6. Yeah, so I'm going to do disrupting touch, one level of effort to attack, which brings it down to a 0, and then one level of effort to damage, which brings it up to 11.
All
His
right.
attack goes up to 11.
And that automatically hits?
Yep. Because I lowered it to 0.
Excellent. That relieves him of his final 2 hit points and spells an end to the combat. Well then, so you are surrounded by the grisly remains of a whole pile of defeated foes in various states of disrepair. Some of them, lying on the ground groaning because, you're heroes and you're not supposed to just murder people for no reason.
Yep.
Others just did not survive what happened to them, like the poor juggler or DA Bot 3.
You know what? Just for effect, I'm going to take the span of 1 action and use one of my 3 1-action recovery rolls. I get all my points back, and my might and speed edge are up by 1 for the next 10 minutes.
Woohoo! Okay, so now you're in the warehouse. The Fiat 500 is still sitting over there.
Can we please find Jack and get the hell out of here?
Yep. I will zip into the office.
So you go into the office, and inside of it, you indeed find Jack. Jack is busily scrawling on the wall with a piece of sidewalk chalk, writing equations, and he has some sort of diagram that seems to have a couple of intersecting arcs with some lines going into it that either looks like some sort of weird geometry thing or magic. You're not quite sure. But
So-
he writes that, then scribbles some more stuff, equals, then 4 times square root of I times 8 pi. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Looks over. Oh, hey, what's up?
What's up?
You know, if you wanted some time just with math, you could have just asked. You know that, right?
What? No, I was thinking about an equation. So what's going on? Actually, where the heck am I? Was I in the park? Oh, no, that's right. I went for a walk.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, where'd my
We'll fill
mask
you in
go?
on the way back to HQ.
So does anyone want to steal a Fiat 500?
Absolutely. I'll
Yeah.
grind the gears all the way back home, but
Yeah.
Don't pop the clutch. That engine can only handle so much.
actually I go in and I just start I lower the visor and catch the keys that fall from the
Mhm.
visor, because that's where every idiot bad guy puts their keys, and I throw them
Yes.
to paw.
So you're heading
Jack,
back
would you
to
like?
the...
I was asking Jack if he would like a ride.
Am I even going to fit in that thing?
What? In
You
this
did
clown car?
once.
I think I'd rather travel in the big company car. That's like seriously. This thing barely has 2 seats.
Just pick one and get in.
I get into the passenger seat of the Fiat. I don't think I could be polite to Jack at the moment for being a dumbass.
You said on the way home?
So on the way back, you're all kind of riding in silence, kind of wondering what the heck was going on with Jack. And he says, so interesting thing about the equation I was just working on. So there's this fairly terrible thing that appears to be happening, at least here, and it has to be some relationship between the big guy showing up, the other big guy imploding, and that asshole who lives under the bridge doing whatever with space-time everywhere he travels. Space and time are damaged inside of the city right now. Like kind of badly in a few places. The geometry isn't matching up. Unfortunately, the one cause of it, well, the one cause of it's gone. The other cause, I think, is gone. Slunk, poured back into the ocean. Probably, I don't know, maybe come back in another couple million years. Who knows? But the other one, who's kind of traipsing around here, your cousin, pointing over at Gene. Yeah, like I have a feeling every time he teleports or does any of his stuff, he's actually damaging the fabric of space-time. Actually, speaking about it, looks over at Crash, you might be causing that too. The nature of your abilities. I imagine it's not in itself in any one time particularly strong, but it's doing something. I'm really interested what that's going to do to the rest of the city. That's what I was calculating there.
When you were nabbed off the street, completely.
Oh, I was
lost in your own.
Oh no, I was just hanging out with some people. I think I wasn't paying attention. I was just thinking. It got really cloudy for a bit, and then then I was in this office here, and fortunately, this nice, colorful person gave me some sidewalk chalk to keep myself occupied, which is really handy because. Did anybody get a picture of the equation that I wrote up?
Must have missed that.
Oh, I'll remember it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's it for this bonus episode of Powers That Be.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Patrick, for bringing us back into this world that we love so much, back to these characters that we love so much. That was Annual 2, slightly incorrectly named, but who's gonna, who cares? Of the Powers That Be, the Search for Jack, or I think it was what it was called. Anyway, thank you guys for sticking around. This was a somewhat longer episode than usual, but I think it was fun. I think it was worth it. We're going to get out of here. I don't know if we'll probably do a short after show just to wrap things up and then get on the way because we're all old and have jobs to go to tomorrow. But in the meantime, for Patrick, ECAT, Julie, Ray, and Matt in absentia, I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple. Good night, everyone.